welcome back to the channel. My name is Ashley. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you're here. I just want to welcome you. I got some new followers, so I just want to invite you to share in the comments, and my goal here is just to encourage Christian singles and also just build a community where you feel understood, where you feel heard, where you feel just truly the love of Christ in your life. And if you're new here, I have cats who like to hang out with me. So if you ever hear random noises, that's what it is. And I I took a few weeks off. I had a lot going on just with work, and I didn't really have a lot of time to sit down and film a video, let alone edit a video. So life has slowed down a little bit, and I'm finally sitting down to make a video. I wanted to share some things that God has been speaking to me as I've been praying through singleness and just asking God really what He has for me, and really being honest with God. I think that one of the things that God is really disciplining me in this season is being honest with God of where I'm at, being honest with God of how I feel, and being honest with God about my expectations, and just really laying that at the foot of the cross. I think so many times we can just go day in and day out and only go to God with the big things and not the things that are troubling our heart or troubling our mind. And I just really have been challenged with that. And so what I wanted to talk about today, some fears that I've had as a single, but it's more than that. It's been areas of pain and areas where I've just felt really just hopeless and alone with God. And in this season of my life, I've been single for almost 2 years now, and before that, I've just always really been alone. I've spent many years of my life in singleness, and a thing that has continually popped up in my mind, a heart's desire, has been to have someone to lean into, to have someone to just come home to at the end of the day after a long day's work. And I have spent the majority of my adult life working 2 jobs, and this season of my life, I have just really told God that I'm tired. Like, I am so tired, God. I'm tired of praying for my future husband. I'm tired of working so much. I'm tired of just feeling that my prayers have gone, fallen kind of on deaf ears, and struggling with that pain and struggling with the heart's desire to be a wife and to be a mother, and truly just falling before the Lord in that pain and falling before the Lord in that heart's desire. And I'm just going to share kind of what God spoke to me in that. And it's been a long year of singleness for me. It's been a time where I have just had a lot of disappointments, a lot of hurtful things happen, and just to continually get back up and try and get back up and continue to pray and get back up and continue to work. I'm just like, God, I am tired of getting back up. I'm tired of continuing to put so much work and effort and it seemingly being fruitless. And I was really wrestling with God about it. And in my discipline of just really being open with God about my emotions and really being open with God about the things that I'm going through and the things that I'm struggling with, I just went to God and I was like, God, I'm so tired about this working environment. I'm so tired with the amount of hours that I'm having to put in. I'm so tired of having to be my own provider. Like when will my break come? Like when will this provision come for me? And I had linked a lot of that hope into my future spouse, like a lot of that like relief from working so much and relief from having to be my own provider. And I just spent months and months in prayer over this. And just this past week, God just really clearly spoke to me. And I feel like he spoke to me so clearly, like it's undeniably him. It's undeniably from his voice, that you don't have to work as much as you're working. You think that you have to because logically that's the only way you can survive. Like logically, this income cannot be matched unless you work this much. But God like challenged me through mentors and through even my pastor that if we are tithing and remaining faithful, God is not going to let his children just fall to the wayside. Like he's going to be their provider. He's going to be their protection. He's going to be the one who helps you in time of need. And I really just felt God speak very clearly to me. You don't have to carry this burden of being your provider anymore. This weight that you've been carrying is not your weight to carry, and you have been waiting for a husband to take that on. You've been waiting for a husband to be a relief for you so that you're not having to work so much. But let me be your relief. Let me be your provider. Let me be the one who allows you to take time to rest. And so much of my rest or my vision of rest was tied into once I get a husband, right? Once I get a husband, I'm not going to have to work as much. Once I get a husband, I'm going to have someone to help provide for me. And God just really spoke to me like, trust me to fall back on. Trust me to relinquish the worries of this world. And it was so powerful. And I realized how much of myself I had been relying on in the area of my finances, even though I was always tithing. And through my life, my very first job, I feel tithing is so, so, so important because it's just you saying like, God, I trust you with my finances. And I've always trusted him with my finances. But what I haven't trusted in is the fact that he is my provider. He is the one who's bringing that to me. I think I've just always kind of seen finances as like it being on the back end. He, like after I make the money, right, I'm trusting him with that after. And I feel like God is have been challenging me, like, trust me at the front end. Trust me that as you cut back your working hours, as you cut back, I'm still going to be able to provide for you. I'm still going to be able to be there because you are not your provider. I am your provider. And that doesn't mean just sit and do nothing, right? We're supposed to be hard workers. We're supposed to be working on to the Lord. But truly, I just know for myself that I need a season of rest. Like, I need a season where I'm no longer just dead at the end of the week. And so God, in his faithfulness, spoke that over me. And then the other thing that has been a heart's desire for me is to have a man, a godly man, who will protect me, who will be there when I go places, and like a watch guard over me. I've just always envisioned my husband having a protective personality, a protective demeanor, someone who is just not afraid. I just envision that as my husband, and I was really struggling with that. I was telling God, I just want to feel protected. Like, I want to feel cared for. And once again, God met me so lovingly. I'm sorry that I'm getting emotional, but it just makes me sad that so much of my pain has been tied into not fully knowing God's character, and so much of my fears and worries and anxieties have been from not fully being in true trust of God. And I just can't even say, God just spoke so clearly, like, I will protect you. Like, the fear that you're walking in for someone to protect you is just all in your head. Like, I am with you. You want this protector in your home, but I am your protector in your home. You want this protector when you go out on your own, but I am your protector, and you are not alone. And I think that's just a lie from the enemy that I had allowed myself to walk in. Especially when you're a female alone in your house, like, there's just there's a level of security that comes with having a man there. There's a level of just rest to know that someone is by your side. And I think I tied so much into that. I tied so much into having someone with me to protect me that I wasn't allowing God to be that in my life. And I was like, okay, God, you're gonna watch over me in my finances. You're gonna watch over me and protect me. And my other heart's desire, as I was talking with God, I was like, God, you know that I want that intimacy. You know that I want that physical attraction and that physical touch. And I was like, God, I know that you can't give that to me. It's just, we worship in spirit and truth. And I was like, okay, I got God on this one. God met me with the finances. He met me with the protection, but I was like, God, I got you on this one. And God in his love, he brought me to Genesis with Adam and Eve when Adam was alone. And God knew that it was not good for Adam to be alone, and so he brought him a helper. And God said, he responded back to me, he's like, yeah, you're right on that one. And I know you want that intimacy. I know you desire that. And I want you to know that I know. And he is the loving Father. And so many times when we get wrapped up in the pain and the impossibility of our situation, it's really easy to just think that God doesn't know, to think that God doesn't care, to think that he isn't concerned about your lonely nights. He isn't concerned about your weekends where you're seeing your friends do family things or go out on dates, that he doesn't see you in that loneliness, and that he doesn't see your heart's desire to be a husband or to be a wife. And God just met me so lovingly in that. And he said, I know. Like, I know that this is your heart's desire. I know this is what you're wanting. And I just want you to trust me that I'm a good father. I want you to trust me that I love you. I want you to trust me that I am faithful. I want you to trust me that I am going before you in such a powerful way to answer your prayers and not to give up. Don't give up. I know you're tired. I know that this has been a hard season for you. I know that you have thought that you need someone to be your provider. I know that you have thought that you need someone to be your protector. I know that you have thought that I've forgotten about your prayers or forgotten about you. But all of those things that you've thought are not true. Those are not of me. And I want you to rest in who I actually am. And who is God? What is his true character? His true character is that he is a provider. His true character is that he is a protector. He is a good shepherd who shepherds the sheep. He doesn't leave you. He protects you. He lays down his life for his daughters and his sons because of his love. And that is what his driving force for you and for me is. It's his love. The veil was torn when Jesus was crucified, when he died. The veil was torn. And what that is symbolic of is the relationship that God wants to have with us. The relationship that he came and experienced the same pain, the same suffering, the same temptations of sin, and to know what death feels like. He went through all of that motivated by love. And I share this video with you because I want you to win in your single season. I don't want you to have to carry the burdens and the weights of this world on your own strength or on the strength of what you feel it should be. I want you to be able to walk in the confidence that God is with you, that he cares deeply and intimately about your heart, and to truly come to him daily with the pain and ask him to heal you, ask him to speak to you, ask him the thing that you keep struggling with, the thing that keeps plaguing your thoughts, or the thing that keeps hurting your heart, to ask God to reveal truth in that area, to ask God to examine your heart. And that's really what I was doing, spending months in prayer and months just battling with God over my circumstances, and God just really meeting me so lovingly and being like, can you let this stuff go? Can you can you let what makes sense go? And what makes sense is that I keep working, right? What makes sense is that I keep working my 2 jobs because that's what I have to do to survive. But God is like, you don't have to. Just watch me provide for you. Watch me bring about what is impossible to you. You think you have to have this husband to protect you, but watch me protect you. Watch me take care of you. You think that's impossible to find this man of God who loves Jesus the most, who's going to love and honor you, but watch me bring him to you. Watch me. So I want to encourage you to watch him, to lean into him, to know that God is going before you. If you love him and you are devoted to him, he is going before you in love and power and strength in such a way that it is unstoppable. Just as he carried his people through the wilderness, his love is unstoppable. His compassions and his mercies never fail. And I just want to encourage you to really lean into who he is and really lean into his character. Because if you are not at rest and not at peace, it's because you're not truly relying on who God truly is. And I just thank you for watching. I feel like, a lot of my videos are pretty emotional, so thanks for joining the ride. But I love you guys. I know I haven't met hardly any of you that follow me, but I just want you to know that you're loved. You're loved by God. And to know that your story is not over, even though it may feel like it's over, even though it may feel that you've hit the end of the road of hope. God extends hope, and to reach out to his hand and know that he is a good father, that he has not forgotten you, that he understands your heart and he understands the hurts of your heart. But watch him go before you in a very powerful way. And so I just thank you for watching, and I pray that your day is blessed.